Hey, Owen, I was curious. Since you do some racing and you know a little bit about racing, what does your dad have to do to win the Daytona 500?
In the high-octane world of NASCAR, Kyle Larson stands as a formidable figure. The 2021 Cup Series champion has proven his prowess on various tracks. However, one venue has consistently challenged him, the Daytona International Speedway. As Larson prepares for the 2025 Daytona 500, an unexpected twist has emerged. His son, Owen, has suddenly thrust himself into the spotlight with a display of candor. The story begins with Owen Larson's participation in Darrell Gwynn's fishing tournament. This annual charity event, benefiting paralysis research, takes place in Lake Lloyd, located within the Daytona International Speedway's infield. Owen emerged victorious in remarkable fashion. He showcased his angling skills by catching the day's largest bass, weighing an impressive 4.58 pounds. The Larson family's success extended beyond Owen's individual achievement. Team Larson, led by the young angler, secured the overall win with a combined three-fish haul of 8.19 pounds. This triumph set the stage for a memorable media interaction, placing Owen in the spotlight alongside his famous father. The fishing tournament saw participation from both past and current racers. Notable names included Martin Truex, Donnie Allison, Noah Gragson, Chris Buescher, and Richard Childress. The event's host, former drag racer Darrell Gwynn, expressed his gratitude. He said, "Year after year, so many drivers and supporters answer my call, and I am eternally grateful. We look forward to being the event that kicks off the NASCAR season and change a life by giving a new state-of-the-art wheelchair to a young woman from Orlando who was paralyzed." Following his fishing tournament victory, Owen Larson addressed the media. When questioned about his father's prospects in the upcoming Daytona 500, Owen's response was nothing short of shocking. With a frankness, Owen stated, "He probably has to try really hard because he's not good at superspeedways."
He probably has to try really hard because he's not good at superspeedways.
This bold statement from Kyle Larson's own son immediately caught the attention of journalists and NASCAR enthusiasts. But Owen wasn't finished. When pressed on what his father needed to do to improve his superspeedway performance, the young Larson simply replied, "If he tried harder?"
What would make him better at superspeedways?
If he tried harder.
These comments, coming from the son of one of NASCAR's most versatile and accomplished drivers, are shocking. The candidness of Owen's assessment of his father's abilities on superspeedways was both refreshing and surprising, especially given Kyle Larson's reputation as one of the world's best drivers across various racing disciplines. Owen's insights didn't stop at critiquing his father's performance. He also shared his predictions for the 2025 Daytona 500, naming Austin Cindric and Bubba Wallace as potential frontrunners, describing them as likely to be fast in the race.
So who do you think's going to win the Daytona 500?
Austin Cindric is going to be fast. Bubba's going to be fast. Ricky's going to be fast. And who got second in the first duel? Yeah, that guy. He's going to be fast too.
That Kyle.
To understand the context of Owen's comments, it's crucial to examine Kyle Larson's track record on superspeedways. Despite his numerous accolades and success in other forms of racing, Larson's performance on these high-speed, high-stakes tracks has been notably below par. Throughout his entire Cup Series career, Larson has only led 91 laps on superspeedways. This statistic is particularly striking when compared to his dominance on other types of tracks. Furthermore, Larson has managed only 2 top-5 finishes on superspeedways, with his best result being a 4th-place finish. Larson's struggles at Daytona are especially prominent. His highest finish in the Daytona 500 came during his time with Chip Ganassi Racing, where he placed 7th. In the current next-gen era, his best performance at the Great American Race was an 11th-place finish last year. These statistics lend credence to Owen's assessment of his father's superspeedway abilities. However, it's worth noting that Larson has shown signs of improvement, with one of his best-ever finishes coming at Talladega last season. While Larson's superspeedway record may be lacking, his overall racing prowess is undeniable. The 2025 season has already seen Larson accumulate an impressive tally of 5 race wins across different disciplines. His success in 3 types of open-wheel dirt track cars underscores his versatility as a driver. Larson's off-season achievements have been particularly noteworthy. He secured his 3rd Golden Driller trophy at the prestigious Chili Bowl Nationals, a feat that solidifies his status as one of the premier dirt track racers in the world. Additionally, Larson found success in Australia, a country where he had previously struggled to make his mark. Perhaps most impressively, Larson's recent performance at Volusia Speedway Park saw him win 2 out of 4 races, earning him his first Big Gator trophy. This victory was especially significant, as Larson had historically struggled at this venue, drawing parallels to his challenges in Australian sprint racing. Larson's performance at Volusia was particularly impressive. He secured 2 wins and 4 top 3 finishes in 4 World of Outlaws sprint car races. Reflecting on his success, Larson said, "I've never gone to Volusia and qualified well. We've qualified decent, but you can't win from the 7th or 8th row. It was more fun to qualify good, giving ourselves an opportunity to win. It was a fun week there, the best we've ever had at Volusia. Hopefully it can carry over to this week." Kyle Larson's approach to racing is characterized by his belief in the benefits of frequent competition. He asserts that regular racing keeps him sharp and helps maintain his rhythm. This philosophy is evident in his busy off-season schedule, which has seen him participate in more races than in some previous years. Larson's perspective on this matter is clear. He said, "I've done it both ways. Last couple years, I haven't done much dirt racing in the off-season. Well, yeah, a couple years ago, I didn't do any, really, besides Turkey Night, I think. Then I've had years where I raced a lot, even more than I ran this time. I don't know, I think it keeps me sharp, for sure. It's not a big deal no matter one way or the other. I just like to race. I kind of like to stay in the rhythm of racing." This approach has clearly paid dividends, as evidenced by his recent string of victories. However, the question remains whether this success will translate to the high-banked turns of Daytona. As the 2025 Daytona 500 approaches, Larson finds himself in a particular position. Despite his numerous achievements in various racing disciplines, the Daytona 500 remains one of the few major NASCAR races that has eluded him. Larson is acutely aware of this gap in his resume, stating, "It's a big race. Everybody in here wants to win the big one. I think this is like the last of the big ones that I have left." I think that adds a little bit more to it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just get your season started too, so it's a lot of fun. Larson's teammate at Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron, secured victory in the 2024 Daytona 500, becoming the first driver from the team to win the Great American Race in over a decade. This success has undoubtedly heightened expectations for Larson to replicate the feat in 2025. One of the most intriguing aspects of Larson's comments on superspeedway racing is his characterization of it as a crapshoot. This term underscores the unpredictable nature of racing on these high-speed tracks, where factors beyond a driver's control can often determine the outcome. Larson elaborates on this point saying, but it's like you can control your destiny here. You can't really control your destiny a whole lot over there, so it's just kind of a crapshoot." This perspective sheds light on the specific challenges posed by superspeedway racing, where pack dynamics, drafting, and split-second decisions can make or break a race. The unpredictability of superspeedway racing stands in stark contrast to the more controlled environments of short tracks or road courses, where Larson has historically excelled. This dichotomy highlights the diverse skill set required to succeed across all NASCAR disciplines.